Hi, my name is Ron Gill. I'm a painter at gillosan.com. I paint robots. What inspired me to jumpstart my journey in painting? I've always been a painter. I went to school, I went to SVA, I studied painting, but I never, that was always in the background. Obviously, it's difficult to find work as a painter. What jump-started it was transitional period in my life, and I decided that I was going to devote myself to something that I was good at and I really loved doing. And that's pretty much where it started, and I really fully embraced that. And I knew it was a difficult journey, but I fully embraced that. And it was that period that got me through that difficult period. What was a major challenge in jump starting? I think the major challenge was finding my voice and actually starting it and adhering to what I wanted to do. It's a commitment. It's not something that you can pick up and just kind of do on the side. It takes all of your effort, and it's hard to pull that focus in when you have a 9-to-5 job, when you're paying the bills. But it's something that if you're passionate and you believe in, then you're able to find that motivation and that spirit to keep pushing you forward. So that was it. How do I stay motivated when I started? It's a good question. Motivation for me comes out of pure instinct. I instinctually want to paint. I don't know how to explain it other than if I don't paint for too long, my hand gets itchy and it wants to paint. So yeah, it's the motivation comes from the desire to keep pushing it forward and keep pushing myself. And I find that the more I push myself, the more I enjoy it. So motivation to me, I don't know if it's something that like I have to wake up in the morning and say 9 to 5, you got to do this, you got to do that. It's something that even on bad days, as long as I'm in the studio and I'm painting, then I feel good, and it just kind of keeps me going. That's my motivation. What were things that people told me why I shouldn't? Well, being a painter is obviously very, very difficult. It's a tough racket to get into. So that's easy enough for people to say, well, you probably shouldn't be getting into be a painter at all. And I remember like my high school teacher telling me, like, as an artist, you probably shouldn't be doing this as a career. But I'm not gonna stop doing things that inspire me from within and that I love, and that obviously, like, given my motivation to do, I produce. So I don't pay attention to any of that. Don't pay attention to that because it makes no sense to. If it's a burning desire within you, do not pay attention to that. That's noise. That's noise. What would I tell somebody if they wanted to jumpstart their vision and dream? I say absolutely, 100%. I am proof that you can jumpstart your career, whatever you want. And you can keep doing it no matter what people tell you or what people say. You are the master of your own destiny, all that noise that they give you on, like, self-help things. But this is the truth. I mean, you're here for a limited amount of time. You should be doing the stuff that inside of you makes you completely happy. And if it makes you completely happy, the motivation is there, everything else will come. Everything else will come. It's just that first hurdle, and not paying attention to the naysayers, not paying attention to people that'll tell you that there are all these negatives. Those people are afraid themselves, and this goes back to every self-help thing I've ever heard, but for the most part it's true. You will do what you want to do, and if you really want it bad enough, and if it's inside of you, yeah, you have to do it. I'm telling you, if you're out there and you're considering it, just do it. Just absolutely do it. Don't half-step it. Just go ahead and jump right in, and you will find that it is the most enriching experience that you will ever have in your life. If I had to tell someone one thing to get them started, is to don't fear. Let the fear go. And that's the hardest thing to say, because it's the hardest thing to do. Just let that fear go. Don't even think about that fear. If you put that fear out of your mind and you just did, just like like an old Nike campaign, just do it. Just whatever's instinctually in you to do and you want to do, absolutely just go ahead and do that. Don't listen to fears, don't listen to negatives, don't listen to any of that, and just pull it from within, and you will find that if you enjoy it and if you love it and if there's a spark, you don't have to worry about self-motivation. You don't have to worry about, what will happen. It will build on like a snowball on itself. And the more that happens, the more it gives you energy and the more it pushes you to keep going. And honestly, from my standpoint, from what I've done in the last 6-7 years, it's phenomenal. Like, I just tell you, it's the hardest thing. Don't do it. Or like, worry about this, worry about that. And you can't. It stops you. You let that go. And that's the hardest thing to do. So I'm going to say that's what you have to do. But again, that is the first step, and it is a big step. It is a blind faith step. It is that leap. And you have to take that. I mean, if you want anything out of this world, out of this life, and what you're doing, you have to take that leap. And once you're in it and you're swimming, you dive into that pool and you're in it and you're swimming, and you realize how good it can be, how fulfilled that you can be, that you would never experience that if you hadn't taken that leap. What was the best painting that I've done so far? I'm going to say the last painting I did. And I think I'm always going to say that because it's always like when you finally finish something, it's the accomplishment factor. So right now I'm riding high off of, finishing my last painting. And I'm looking at all the things that culminated into that painting. And obviously it was for, a company, but that didn't matter. What I saw, what I see in that painting, what made me feel so good about it, or continues to make me feel good about it, is that normally I paint movie scenes, or I would get commissions to do, like, oh, can you paint this movie scene, or this movie that I absolutely love with robots in it? I'm like, yeah, sure. But this one was 100% out of my imagination. I was given very vague directions, like, just incorporate our logo into it. And the direction was so vague that it gave me unlimited possibilities of what to do with it. And I created all of it. And there wasn't a movie scene, it wasn't anything, it was 100% original, but based off of what they wanted. So I think that's my favorite painting so far. And I know that I just want to see what my next favorite painting is. I want to keep painting to see what my next favorite painting is, and the painting after that. So right now, yeah, that's my favorite painting. My name is Ron Gill, and I'm a JumpStarter.